If I have time, I did want to send out a message.
Oh, that's perfect because that's what we do. That's like our tradition.
Okay.
So for look into either camera when you tell your message, and for anybody out there that's okay, this camera right here.
Okay.
Anybody out there that's going through the same thing, or maybe going through the same thing, or anybody that can relate to anything in your story, uh, just say what you got to say to them in this camera right here.
Okay. First of all, I want to let you know that not only are you not alone, but you have the opportunity to be a survivor. It may sound simple. It will sound extremely simple, but to do it is extremely hard. Okay? So let's start. The first thing you'd have to do is forgive the person that harmed you. The next thing is forgive yourself for not being able to protect yourself from that harm. It's very important that you do that because it's one of the things that I forgot about, forgiving myself for not being able to continue my fight to stop my rape. You understand? You have to forgive yourself for not being in the position to protect yourself from the harm that you received. It's okay, but you got to forgive yourself because many times we forget to. You need to build up your confidence. And so the best way I want you to do that is in the mirror. You can say it in your mind. You can say it out loud. But I want you to tell yourself positive things until you become cocky. Not arrogant. Arrogant, you went too far. But cocky. So that when you walk into a room, you don't have to worry about what this person thinks of you or what that person thinks of you. You own this room. Until you are there, when you're walking down the street and you can keep your head right here, you're not done yet. Just keep doing it, And that's also how I went about forgiving. So for 45 days, forgive other people, forgive yourself, and encourage yourself to be the boss that you really are. Because as a survivor, you have to always know you own every space that you enter. Every space. Otherwise, you're still a victim. And that's no life. It's like a walking cage. Commit yourself to a higher power. It doesn't really matter which one. I chose Christianity and then I went to believer status because it's not really about the church I attend. It's about my knowledge of the Bible and other religions. Like I studied all of them and then I chose Christianity. But you really need to find what's best for you. But you need to believe in something higher so that you know that there's something else out there working in your favor to help you through, to get you to your survivorship and not keep you in victimship, And then stop looking for perfect people. There are none. There was one. They put them in the Bible, but there ain't no more. Okay? And then date yourself. Discover your strengths, your weaknesses, and flaws. Be good with all of it or change what you don't want. Do research on long-term effects of your trauma. Identify the symptoms and fix it. Because there is this culture now of being overly sexual, hypersexual. And it's been told to me that the millennials believe it's because they were CSA'd a lot as children. Do your research. Find out what is a symptom. Fix it. Everything else you can keep. You understand what I'm saying? But you don't want to dwell in your symptoms because they are self-harming. And you're just fighting against yourself to be yourself. All right. And then set boundaries, beliefs, and be what you expect from others in a positive way. The memory of what happened will not disappear, but it will become manageable. It's called coping. You have to allow yourself to feel it, to cry, and to understand the situation as it was for what it was. Cry enough to where when you think about it, you can speak about it without tears. Okay? I can do mine without tears as long as I don't have to go into details. If I have to go into details, that's a whole different matter. But get there. Get there. And then don't harm others because it is your choice. Just because you were sexually assaulted doesn't mean that you can go and sexually assault or harm another. Stop it. All you have to do is make the choice not to. Eventually, it can go away. If that's the reason why you're drawn to it. If you're just a creep, then you're just a creep. But if you have sexual trauma, you're only trying to harm someone else sexually because of your trauma. So you have a choice. And then talk about what happened until the tears, the anger, the emotions, everything is manageable. Love yourself. Trauma survivors and all, you're freaking awesome. Own it. And that's my final thought.
All right. Well, before we get out of here, I just want to say thank you for giving us your time. And I also want to say thank you for being so willing to tell your story. I know it wasn't easy. And, you lived through it. You telling it without crying, and you also helping others. Mm-hmm. And we just really appreciate that, honestly. From the bottom of my heart, we really thank you for coming out and telling your story.
Not a problem. Not a problem.
All right. So that wraps up another episode of What's Your Story?